Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Kevin Holcomb. I've been in the mortgage industry for almost 9 years now and I've seen a lot, and I wanted to share some of that information with you today. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've been having these conversations over and over again with many different people, just talking about the market and what I think is going to happen with it, but also there's this real estate bubble that's going to pop that we have seen before in the past. So that's what I wanted to discuss today. So the conversation usually goes something like this, saying, well, everyone can kind of see that prices are up. Everyone can see that interest rates are up, or at least people that are paying attention to this sort of thing or keeping an eye on it. And that's true. Both those things are true. We have home prices are really high right now, and we have interest rates that are starting to go up. They're still in a great range. They're just higher than they have been for the last few years. So a lot of people say, well, this kind of reminds us of what happened back in 05, 06, 07, where you saw the real estate market, where you saw all the home prices go up crazy high, and then everything just went, and it died. Everything collapsed, and it collapsed so bad that it actually affected the world markets because of the mortgage-backed securities. So when you buy a house, and there's a loan on your house, there's the mortgage, right? Companies take mortgages, groups of them, and they group them together, and they sell them on what's called the secondary market. And those are called mortgage-backed securities. So they're investment vehicles. So what happened before was you had a lot of bad loan products. So things where people didn't have to show any documentation to prove their income. They didn't need a credit report, or they didn't need to show they had money. They just kind of showed up and said, I would like a loan for this much. And they'd say, well, how much do you make? And they would say, I make about this much. And they'd say, okay, there's your loan. So that was some of it. The other parts of it were these type of loan products where you had things like interest-only loans, where the loan would be interest-only for like 10 years. And then it would fully amortize, and now your payment would go up $700, $800, $900 a month. Most people couldn't afford stuff like that, so they would default. They would disappear because they wouldn't pay anything extra toward their principal. There's just a lot of products out there that were set up in a way that were meant for very particular individuals, people who did certain kinds of jobs that, if you think about it, they kind of made sense. So people in sales, where they have a really good month and they may not have a good month for a few months. So those people might only pay the interest-only amount on their mortgage, but when they get those good paydays from whatever type of sales they're in, that's when they would pay the full amount, the amortized amount, the part that would actually pay down the principal of the mortgage. And that's just not how they were being used. They were being sold to everybody. So then you have these kind of bad loan products that are being packaged with other loan products. And if you've ever seen the movie The Big Short, they discuss how this was done and that it was very underhanded. And there's a lot of deceptive practices going on back then to hide these bad mortgage products into these investment vehicles that people then would invest in and try to make money on. Well, we have not had that kind of stuff going on for like the last 10, 12 years. Everybody who's purchased a home within the last, I would say, at least 12 or 13 years, and I'm talking the vast majority of people, they've always been little niche products out there, subprime lending and things like that, that disappeared for forever and have started to make a comeback. But the vast majority of people who have purchased homes have been completely income qualified. So I'm talking tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, everything's verified with their employer, verified with the IRS. The income is everything, they've been qualified with their income. The assets, the money was theirs, the money came from sources, everything that was sourced, everything has been on the up and up. And credit, everyone's been credit qualified, looking at their credit history, credit scores. Everything has been analyzed and packaged together so that everybody who's bought a home in that last time, they actually qualified for what they were looking to do. And since that was not the fact before, and then so many people defaulted, it kind of makes sense that that's what defaulted, and it was a domino effect. But we don't have this huge setup. Everyone has been qualified. So what's going on now with the market is we see low inventory, which is just to say there's not a lot of houses on the market right now. They are starting to come back because it is summertime. People do usually do their moving around now where kids are out of school. And we see the interest rates, they have gone up a little bit, and that takes a lot of buyers out of the market. But we don't have any of this big, kind of this other shoe that's going to fall that could actually do these things, could artificially just drop everything. And that's what I don't see. What I do see is that the purchase price of homes will go at a certain level, and I think we're starting to see that as of right now. Now this is early July, so we're still in the beginning of summer. I think we're already seeing that house prices or homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, and we're starting to see them start to taper down just a little bit. I'm starting to see price reductions on homes. You know, it's down 5 grand, down 10 grand, 15 grand. You're starting to see homes sit on the market longer, 45 days or anything over 30 days in a market in the summertime. Kind of tells you there's something wrong with the property, or it's not priced right, or it's not priced reasonable. Affordability. There aren't a lot of people out there that can afford that payment in that area or that purchase price in that area. So we're going to start seeing those prices taper down a little bit. And I think we're going to have a very cool summer, meaning it's not going to be a very busy summer like it normally is, but I do think we're going to see more properties come online, and we're going to see them priced way higher than what they probably should be. And either appraisals aren't going to come in to substantiate those values, or they're going to start tapering down until people are actually able to put offers on those houses. So it's kind of this weird spot that we're in. It's going to be a little weird. Now, one of the reasons why inventory is also so low is there wasn't a whole lot of building over the last couple of years due to the pandemic and work being shut down, and then you have supply chain issues. The cost of wood went way up because supply chain issues. So you have all those things too, saying there's not all this new housing out there that would normally be there to have this increased inventory to help get people, you know, just to have more homes out there, more availability. It's starting to come back, but it's slow. So a lot of things can influence the house market and what's going on with it. And I wanted to share this info with everybody because this conversation I've had a few times with a few different people asking me what I think is going to happen, what is going on, and what do I see. I mean, I don't see any like major regulations that have come out that are new that are causing things, but what I am starting to see is new loan products. Now that's one of the great things about lending and when business slows down is that people figure out new ways to get people into homes, and they have to be on the up and up. They can't be these crazy products. So we're starting to see some interesting stuff come online. Things where, you know, you can do what's called like a 2-1 buy down, where you ask the seller for seller credit, and that seller credit goes to basically buying down what the payment's going to be on the house. Like there's some very interesting things there where the person still has to qualify for what the full payment is going to be, but it's going to remove some of that monthly burden for the first 2 years, and it's going to change each year. It'll go back up to where it should be, but it's something to kind of help ease someone into the house. You're going to have down payment assistance programs. Are going to have to loosen up their guidelines because people aren't going to be able to qualify. And so we're starting to see that in the market. So if you're still looking to buy this year and you're not quite ready, or you don't really know what's going to happen, just keep an eye on those things. There are going to be new products that come out. There will be homes coming out, but you're just going to have to watch them. You have to keep an eye on them. But it is possible because this isn't the first time this has happened. Real estate is a cycle. It comes and it goes. You know, whatever happened before, it just comes down a little bit differently, a little bit different, but it always comes back around. And that's just kind of where we are in this cycle. So anyway, I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please leave a like on the video, share it with someone who you would think would want to know this information. Also, subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm going to be keeping an eye on these things, and I want to keep reporting on them. But I'm also here to answer any questions that anybody might have about anything related to the mortgage industry. So anyway, that's it for me. You guys have a good one. Peace.